Over the weekend, Elon Musk attempted the largest power grab he has ever done on the federal government thus far, and other members of the Trump Association jumped in to stop him. He had an email sent out to all federal employees demanding they list 5 things they had accomplished in the last week at work. This was due to be submitted at 11:59 p.m. tonight. On his Twitter, he added that not responding would be considered resignation. Yes, that part was only on Twitter, not in the email. Immediately, the illegality of this was discussed with unions. They're ready for court for anyone fired due to this. And this also brought up questions of, what about all of the information breaches caused by this? And also, who's reading these emails? Because this is going to be literally millions of emails. Then, Trump appointees. Yes, other Trump appointees started directing people in their agencies to ignore the emails. To make this clear, again, crystal clear, other people chosen by Trump to lead these agencies told their employees, do not listen to Elon. DOJ, FBI, HHS, DHS, DNI, and more told, do not answer that email. Remember, there's a fight in court about whether Elon's even a government employee or it's just an advisory role. But the other Trump appointees, guaranteed to be Trump appointees, they are in the job, said no. Elon started to try to sweeten the deal by suggesting those who answer could be in line for promotions, and he bragged about how many had responded. But here we are today, the deadline fast approaching, and reality is hitting, and he's lost control that he just started gaining over the federal government using Doge. He's losing it, so now he's lashing out. These are real tweets by Elon tonight. This one is pinned right now. The email request was utterly trivial, as the standard for passing the test was to type some words and press send. Yet so many failed even that inane test, urged on in some cases by their managers. He is calling out the people telling them not to respond. Remember, Trump appointees to the DOJ, for example, the FBI are telling them not to respond. That's who Elon is mad at. Have you ever witnessed such incompetence and contempt for how your taxes are being spent? Makes old Twitter look good, didn't think that was possible. Just think about the incompetence and contempt to have millions of emails that someone has to be paid to sit there and read through when it's things the managers would already know. Just because Elon wanted a list, just because Elon wanted to be able to say he did something. That is a waste of money. But Doge, I think personally, is going to end up going down in history as the most wasteful government agency to ever exist. I truly do think that. And we have more here. So of course people are like, well, why don't you do it? Why don't you fire him? Because a lot of people understand Shadow President Elon is a thing. Elon says, subject to the discretion of the president, they will be given another chance. Failure to respond a second time will result in termination. I mean, really, take a moment and I want you to think about how crazy this is. Imagine this happening if it wasn't Elon. Any other person picked by Trump trying to override every other leader in the government. And this raises a question a lot of people were asking, was this email ordered by Trump? Or was this Elon doing a power grab? I mean, no matter what, it's an Elon power grab, but was this an approved Elon power grab? Because it sounds like maybe he didn't get presidential approval for this. And again, remember, they are fighting in court that Elon is not a member of Doge, that Elon's not a government employee, that he's like an advisor. Who wants to know what the FBI employees are working on? The DOJ employees are working on? wants every single federal employee to send millions of emails giving him an extensive list of what the government is doing, whether he should know it or not, because Elon shouldn't know every aspect of the government. But then the question becomes, who's reading it? Is it Doge employees? Is he going to funnel this into an AI to look for waste? And if he is, who has access to that AI? Which AI? Because we're talking millions of emails. We're talking about a ton of wasteful government spending, which is on brand, because a lot of the savings that Doge advertises, if you go and look into it, they're canceling things the government's already paid out. For example, there was one thing, it was a museum exhibit about Fauci, right? They're so excited, they saved the money, but they didn't. All the money was spent. They're just not going to show it. And that's in a lot of instances. They talk about U.S. aid. We stopped all this payment to this country. No, you bought the aid. It's sitting there. It's rotting. It's going bad. Its shelf life is going down. You already paid for it. I think, as I said, Doge is going to end up being one of the most wasteful. And I think things like this might be what gets Trump to turn on Elon. Because you'll know, this is 706, he adds, subject to the discretion of the president. But they weren't talking about the president shortly before that. Before that, it was, you better listen to Elon or it's contempt. It's incompetence. All those Trump supporters, MAGA, that's been celebrating all the people Trump has put in all these different agencies, did Elon just call them all incompetent because they don't listen to him? Because they don't answer to the shadow president, Elon Musk? This should be concerning to MAGA. If MAGA is truly Trump and not Elon based anymore, they should be outraged. And I want to be clear. I'll give it to some of MAGA. A lot of MAGA is outraged by this. Mostly the people taking Elon's side are the people that are political commentators on the far right and the right that need Elon Musk to give them free advertising on Twitter or to pay them that money from Twitter. But when you go and you look at MAGA that's not making their living connected to Elon, or they're not making a significant amount of money connected by Elon, or they're not getting a bunch of free promotion from Elon, many of them have come out that this is too far. And we're going to end up with this split, especially if Elon and Trump split are people that are kissing Elon's ass on Twitter. Are they going to choose Elon over Trump? Elon over MAGA? But this is crazy. This is just crazy. He thinks he controls every government agency. He thinks they are all at his beck and call. Every federal employee has to answer to him personally. He believes that. And if Donald Trump gives him permission, he's not going to want to get rid of that power.